tonight. Well, we're just approaching kick-off time. Certainly for USA, this is a vitally important game for them to try and get themselves a little bit of form going into World Cup. And, never an easy one as hosts, is it, when you can struggle leading into a tournament? They'll be well represented support-wise this summer. They have a sprinkling of very good players. You just get the feeling Mauricio Pochettino is struggling to find the right blend. Well, USA always like to put on a show ahead of kick-off. There's currently fireworks being funneled into the air from the edge of both penalty areas and over the far side. In the meantime, the two sets of players are together for their team photos. USA and Portugal almost ready for the kick-off. There is a glimmer of sunshine here at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The referee is from Mexico, Cesar Ramos. There is VAR tonight as well. They're testing all the protocols here in these international friendlies, and that includes making sure that the VAR works well. So the Mexican is Eric Miranda. Rather unusually, it's all Mexican. The assistant referee is the referee, but the fourth official is from the USA, Victor Rivas, which is very, very unusual indeed. Just wonder what happens if the referee does get injured. The fourth official can't surely take part. Well, I'm sure that's something that they've got in mind. Two assistant referees, Marco Bizguera and Alberto Morin. Eric Miranda, as I say, is the VAR. Portugal in their change kit today, which is a white shirt with a splattering of green, which almost makes it look like an aqua-coloured shirt, green shorts. And USA are in their change colours as well, all dark blue. Well, the stadiums over here in the US are open to the elements, and this stadium, whilst it does have some cover, is mainly open. It's a mildish evening as we get ready to get underway. It's, as I say, very warm. What it needs is a strong start for this game. There were plenty of goals the other night. As far as USA were concerned, conceding 5 is not an option tonight, having done so against Belgium. Matt Freese is the man that comes in to try and prevent goals from leaking into that net. And there is no Cristiano Ronaldo. Those legs are saved for the World Cup. He'll be here in the summer, don't worry about that. Portugal, let's concentrate the rest of the structure of their squad, indeed their starting 11, and this will present Roberto Martinez with a great opportunity to have a look at his players. USA in the all dark blue, it's the white shirts and the green shorts of the Portuguese. Kick to the USA, and it's Austin Trusted who goes long and direct. Out of his penalty area comes Jose Sarr. It's a sliced clearance straight to Timothy Weah down the right hand side. Tries to get the cross in, but it's been cut out by Batinha. Quick thinking for him to get it wide to Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto, low centre of gravity, is able to take stock, beat a couple of players, knocks it back to Ignacio. Ignacio's given it away. There might be a chance of a shot here for the USA. It's banged in towards goal. It took a slight deflection. I think the initial shot there from Pulisic was going wide, but it took a deflection off of Morocco. And in the end tested Jose Sarr, who got down and made the save. Lively start this. Friendly between the USA and Portugal. It's been played out wide to Timothy Weah, but it's way too strong for him. It was a poor piece of defending by Ignacio to hand the initiative there to the USA, and it was a Pulisic shot that in the end was fairly comfortable. Still early doors here, and 0-0. Just wonder if they were to concede early on, what it would do to the USA's confidence. Timothy Weah, the ball out wide to Pulisic. Pulisic getting forward nice and early. So he's still trying to get that ball away at the moment. It's turned down the line by Pulisic. Can't keep it though. It's going to be Portugal. So try and alleviate their fears and get the ball forward. Still the scoreline of 0-0. USA in their dark blue shirts, shorts and socks, all dark blue. Portugal in white shirts with green trimming and green shorts. It's a little bit unusual, both teams in their secondary strips. You're listening to audio commentary coverage from the USA against Portugal. 3 minutes gone, just settling into the game. Sebastian Berhalter back out wide on this near side. Alex Freeman, who's getting a lot of opportunity to get forward from the right back position. This is Aidan Morris stringing some passes together here. Merrick Tillman, that's a good ball forward into the path of Pulisic. Pulisic holding the ball up. Ahead of him he's got Malik Tillman. It's Pulisic again, whips it across, and it's a strong clearance away from the right foot of Gonçalo Ignacio. So 0-0. It's the USA that have got possession at the moment, kind of getting in one another's way though. Weston McKennie gets it wide. This is Pulisic down the left, gets the cross in. It's not quite enough for Malik Tillman. It does look like Malik Tillman is the furthest of those players out there forward. There's no centre forward room, but are playing with a kind of secondary number 9. Pulisic got forward nice and early on there. And cross was towards Tillman. So 5 minutes gone, and it's a USA corner, and Pulisic is going to take it. It's going to be whipped in with that right foot from the left-hand side, and the header was just wide from Weston McKennie. Well, that was a good chance, Weston McKennie. With the header, Juventus man. Box-to-box midfielder arrived and was largely unchallenged at that back post, but his header so a goal kick to Portugal. She's going to be taken. In fact, it's a free kick. The referee has pulled it forward for an offside. Mr. McKennie gets it back for Tim Weir. It's for Marseille in France. To Pulisic, who's seen plenty of the ball early on, nearly collides with the Mexican referee Cesar Ramos. Out towards the left-hand side, there's a chance for Robinson to get forward, the Fulham fullback. Into the midfield again, and Aidan Morris is buzzing around in that midfield area. The Middlesbrough player, Middlesbrough chasing promotion to the Premier League in England. The Columbus crew manager. He's also played for West Ham. There's a ball into the penalty area, and that's a great save from Matt Freese. It was on the turn. It was an instinctive shot from Francisco Trancao. Hit it first time. It was Bruno Fernandes, in fact. It's a really good save from Matt Freese. 8 minutes gone. They didn't want to be conceding early on, USA, so they're indebted to Matt Freese for that save. And he'll be buoyed on by that. It was the shot by Bruno Fernandes that was saved. He's now got a corner here, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has moved away. The corner is now taken instead by Trincao, by Neto in fact. It's been played short to Bruno Fernandes into the box towards Vitinha, pulls it back from the byline, and the referee's assistant on the far side has flagged. I'm not sure if it's offside or if it's a fact that when he pulled it back, Vitinha had already gone out of play for a goal kick. It's because Vitinha picked the ball up in an offside position. He did definitely keep the ball in play, but he was offside. So there's the answer. 9 minutes gone. USA 0, Portugal 0. Pulisic. That's better. To Morris. And now the drive forward from him. The Middlesbrough man gets it wide. Tim Weir. Again, it's Morris. Pulisic. He's buzzing around looking for the ball. He wants the ball in the gap at the moment, and perhaps Beholtek should have found him there. But here is Pulisic, peels wide, gets the ball. He's got two defenders against him. Timothy Weir. Back to his full-back behind him, Alex Freeman. He's got further forward today, Tim Weir. Usually plays in the right-back position for USA and for Marseille. It's something he's grown accustomed to as he's got older. Still only 26, Tim Weir. He's now playing as a winger again tonight. Chance to run out of defenders. Gives it to Pulisic, who's playing as that number 10 role tonight. So USA trying to get their bodies back behind the ball. Robinson is having to on a burst of speed on the far side. Does get back there, the Fulham fullback. Earning his 52nd cap tonight for the USA. Up at the back by Gonçalo Ignacio. Intriguing title race over in Portugal, involving Sporting and Porto and Benfica. They've lost 2 games between the 3 of them, haven't they? Last time I looked. Portugal will be taking on playoff winner in their first game as Bruno Fernandes gets the ball across, and it's swiped behind by the captain Chris Richards for a corner. In fact, it was Austin Trusty who got the touch, not Richards. So a corner, 11 minutes gone, USA 0, Portugal 0. Best chance of the game is going to Weston McKennie, who headed wide. The free header at the far post from the corner. Seen a great save from Matt Freese to keep out Bruno Fernandes. So there's big chances at both ends. Corner to Portugal, which will be taken by Pedro Neto. He's got some sorting out to do in that penalty area. And it comes from Pedro Neto, and Richards bursts ahead and clears with his head. Neto again. In comes across. It's a pretty poor cross. Overhit that from Samu Costa. Hasn't been cleared yet by the USA. Coutinho. João Cancelo. Some experienced players in this side as well. Portugal ready for the big tournaments. Certainly expected to go a long way. Spain will be strong. Portugal, France. England lost at home to Japan today, which makes you wonder just how strong England are going to be. Argentina, Brazil have had a few wobbles in recent months. Germany lost 4-1 at home to Japan as well. Japan are going to be the dark horses, you know. They're going to win it, but they're certainly going to ask a few questions. Got some really good players. Portugal in possession. Diogo Dalot. Do question their full-back areas. Cancelo's now 31. He's not a natural at left-back. Dalot is the most dependable. But here he goes down the right-hand side and tries to get the cross in, succeeding doing so, and the header is over the top of the crossbar. João Cancelo, who was racing into the box there but couldn't get over the ball. So a goal kick to the USA. 13 minutes gone. Mauricio Pochettino will be keen to get a good positive result in the bag ahead of the summer, because these players will go back to their clubs after today. And the next time they'll cross paths, all the World Cup squads would have been announced. And Pochettino would have had a clearer idea of what his first starting 11 will be. In Group D. Turkey won in Kosovo today, so they'll join Paraguay and Australia as well as the USA in Group D. He's just stepping in between Weston McKennie and Sammy Costa in a little altercation. Chris Richards, well, he missed the game through injury against Belgium, and he was sorely missed. If he's fit, he has to start. He is fit tonight, he does start. Crystal Palace man, former Bayern Munich man as well. Very, very solid player. He's been struggling a little bit with a hamstring. That's why he was rested for the game against Belgium. It's a precaution more than anything else, but he does play tonight. He will certainly be much needed in this defence. I think he will be the captain of the USA come the World Cup. I wonder if Tim Ream will get a start at the age of 38. He's on the bench tonight. Picked up his 80th cap for his country at the weekend. Expected to retire from international football following the World Cup. If he gets to the World Cup, that is, there's no guarantees. It's not a position they're particularly blessed in depth, the USA. Samuel Costa beating Christian Pulisic to the ball, going all the way back. It's press from Aidan Morris. It comes off of him, and that will be a goal kick to Portugal. Still 0-0 between the Stars and Stripes and Asela Sorn Gadash Kidash. Goal kick is taken short. Palinha is on the bench, the Tottenham midfielder, on loan from Bayern Munich. Anyone else in that position there, like Patinha was in his penalty area, he'd feel a bit uncomfortable, but he's so ultra comfortable on the ball, isn't he, Patinha? That's a foul, surely by Bruno Fernandes, but the referee says he got the ball. Fernandes gets it out wide to the right-hand side of Trincao cuts back inside. It's at the feet of Trincao again. On the overlap is Dalot, sliding across in the battle of the number twos between Dalot and Trusty. Was Trusty. He got the last touch, the Celtic man. It's out for a throw into Portugal. Trincao down under the challenge. Referee didn't get the free kick though. It's been won back by Timothy Weah. Great ball out over the head of Anthony Robinson, and that's going to be a throw into Portugal. It's gone back all the way to Araujo. Now Ignacio. Joao Cancelo. Turned back by Ignacio to his goalkeeper Jose Sá. USA 0, Portugal 0. 18 minutes on the clock. Well, at least they've got the clean sheet this far in the USA. Sebastian Berhalter in Vancouver gets it back as well. Now Chris Richards, Austin Trusty, Alex Freeman alongside him, Villarreal defender. It's another long ball forward, and it's a decent looking ball into Weston McKennie, who touches it backwards. He was offside. It was a good touch as well, and the follow up from Tim Ream was well over the top of the crossbar anyway, but the flag did go up against Weston McKennie. McKennie and Tillman are kind of playing those two number 10 roles going forward. They haven't got out and out strikers, and they are often joined up there by Christian Pulisic, who kind of flirts between the left hand side and the central position. To leave the strikers on the bench tonight. Patrick Adjaman, Folarin Balogun is on the bench as well. Ricardo Pepe, 13 goals in 35 for his country, and he's only 35. He's on the the bench as well. Giovanni Reina as well, who could play up top. Also number 10, all on the wing, all on the bench tonight. Brendan Aronson, also an attacking player at disposal. No doubt we'll see some of these players later. The foul on Trincao, so a free kick to Portugal. It's been taken quickly. This is Ignacio, gets it out wide. Pedro Neto bypasses Ignacio all the way back to Rocco. He's still goalless. We have played the full complement of 20 minutes. He's still completely goalless. Portugal, which they probably had the better of the first 15 minutes or so. The USA have come more into it in the last 5-10 minutes. Just as we hit the 21-minute mark, we're almost halfway through this first half. And a couple of early chances. The Weston McKennie header just wide, and the Bruno Fernandes shot that required a good mat-free save. It's the closest we've come to goals, but that seems a while ago since we've had those opportunities to talk about. There's Chris Richards at the back, the Crystal Palace man, and captain tonight for the USA. Austin Trusty, and his 6th cap, the former Sheffield United man, now with Celtic. Chance to impose himself as a candidate for the centre of that defence. Certainly a younger option than Tim Ream, 11 years younger in fact. Mark McKenzie's on the bench again, but they let him 5 goals with McKenzie at the weekend. McKenzie of Toulouse. He comes across into the box and it just bounced up ahead of Weston McKennie, who couldn't adjust his body. Played inside by Robinson. There might be a shot on the cards here. That's a good shot as well from distance. It was from Pulisic and saved by Jose Sarr. Was it Pulisic? I think it might have been Berhalter, in fact, that smashed it through a crowd. Jose Sarr making the save. USA 0, Portugal 0. Time for the fluids to come on board. That's right, it's the drinks break. Cooling break, as they call it. Get ready for that. That will happen at every single World Cup match this summer, in every single half, come rain or shine. Also presents Mauricio Pochettino the chance to speak to some of his players. Well, the tablets and the clipboards and the notepads are all in overdrive for both sets of coaching staff. Mauricio Pochettino, he's got his notepad out and he's carefully outlining what he wants from people. Just to see what it is that he actually does want to try and get across as a message to his players. It's much more calm and relaxed atmosphere around the Portuguese players, just a few yards away in their technical area. Certainly trying to get a message across here is Pochettino. Still 20 minutes of this first half to play. It's been a solid start for Matt Freese in goal for the USA. Well, this is probably the longest cooling break I could remember seeing. It's been at least 3 minutes. And Mauricio Pochettino has been allowed to use an elongated period of time to get some messages across to his players. Pochettino, a change of goalkeeper tonight. He conceded 5 goals at the weekend. Matt Turner, New England shot stopper, he's dropped to the bench. Tim Ream dropped to the bench. Mark McKenzie dropped to the bench, conceding 5 goals. Didn't best please the former Tottenham Hotspur manager, who has been widely tipped to take over at Tottenham come the end of the summer following the World Cup. However, they have today announced Roberto De Zerbi on a 5-year deal as their new head coach. That perhaps squashes that theory. USA 0, Portugal 0. Long punt up towards the halfway line. Good control to find Vitinha from Bruno Fernandes. Vitinha looks up, spreads it out wide. It's lost in transit, but one back by Trincao. Trincao hits the feet of front man on the far side, Gonzalo Ramos, and they're keeping the ball at the moment. Vitinha for Portugal, out wide to the right-hand side. Diego Dalot. Off of Malik Tillman. It will be a throw-in to Portugal. We've enjoyed the lion's share of the possession so far. Good crowd inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atalanta. Morocco up to the left, onto the chest, controlled by Pedro Neto. On the outside of him is Joao Cancelo. And it goes all the way back to Samu Kostic, holding together that midfield along with Vitinha. Vitinha gets it wide to Joao Cancelo. Vitinha again. Wide for Costa. Costa gets it one more time. And an edge forward from Morocco. Morocco gets it wide. This is Dalot's cross, trying to find Ramos. It came off of the defender initially, which was Trusty. It looped up in the air and it's ended up being put behind abruptly by Alex Freeman for a corner. So corner kick. To Portugal. What can they conjure up here? 28.5 minutes gone. Corner is going to be taken by Bruno Fernandes. Lifts it in towards the back post. Headed away by Richards. And returned back in again by Ignacio, but that volley is too far away from anyone in a white and green shirt, and it goes behind for a goal kick to the USA. 0-0 it remains. Still a long way to go in this friendly. Say allowed Portugal quite a significant amount of the ball. Still the scoreline reads 0-0 as the ball is slipped down the line, but it's too far ahead of Ramos. USA trying to clear through Robinson. Pulisic didn't get enough time really there, Pulisic, and he's put it straight out of play for a throw-in. Just wonder if we are going to see a change in the USA to bring on one of their strikers. It does seem to me a little disjointed going forward. They're not quite certain who's playing where. Pulisic is kind of lost between left-hand side and dropping into the central position. Mr. McKennie likewise, and Tillman. Just don't think there's any real structure about this set up from the USA at the moment. Comes across from Trincao, blocked pretty abruptly though by Malik Tillman. And for another throw-in. Just wonder if Portugal are going to flex their muscles as well. They've changed wholesale changes. You would expect to see some of those players that didn't start the weekend that are not starting today, the likes of Paulinho and Horta, and they get a chance to show their worth. Here come Portugal down the line. It goes to Dallo, pulls it back, and it's cleared away by Chris Richards. Only 2 minutes gone. Canada playing tonight as well this evening against Tunisia. That game's actually been delayed because of thunder and lightning at that venue. This one is fast pushing towards half time. Still goalless between the USA and Portugal. Dallo wanted to touch too many, but it's been lost in transit by Weston McKennie over on that left hand side. Eventually it's controlled by Trincao, but he struggles to bring it down. It's all a bit scrappy and congested over on that far side of the pitch, so in it comes. Sebastian Berhalter brings it out to Alex Freeman on the right hand side. The right back prods it forward, but he can't find where. In he goes again, Freeman winning the ball. It's a good solid challenge from Ignacio. He claims that the last touch came off of Freeman. I don't think it did. Throw-in has been given. It's a USA throw. Alex Freeman to take. This is football for Villarreal. Level with the edge of the penalty area. Gets it back from Weston McKennie. Puts his foot on it to Ware. Flicks it on. McKennie, can he get the cross in? It's a deep one to the far post. It nearly came through, but not quite. And then the referee has pulled things up for an injury. And a yellow card has been shown as well. So Cancelo went in really late and really high on the ankle of Weston McKennie. And that's a yellow card for Cancelo. It was pretty naughty when slowed down. First yellow card of the game, being a friendly. Not expecting too many. Denzel Dumfries of the Netherlands was sent off in the first half of their match today against Ecuador. Or yesterday now. So this free kick is going to be played in from where that foul was committed by Cancelo on McKennie. It's been played short to the edge of the box. A shot coming in from Pulisic, ricocheting off of a couple of defenders for Portugal. It's back out wide again to Sebastian Berhalter. Now Aidan Morris is going to have to go backwards to try and get forward for the USA. Brings the ball into the path of Timothy Weir, who's playing at the back again at the moment. It's a good turn on the far side. Weston McKennie. Might be a chance here for Pulisic, and it was inches wide. Closest they've come so far, the USA, and it had to be Pulisic, didn't it? Former Chelsea man, playing now for AC Milan in Italy. Instinctively hit that towards goal. It was almost his 33rd goal for the USA. Did take a deflection as well, which I thought it did. No, it didn't. It didn't take a deflection. Looking at it from behind the goal, Jose Sarr got down. Looked like he might have had it covered. It's a big frame, Jose Sarr, 6'4". Wolverhampton Wanderers goalkeeper. There's Chris Richards. First out wide by Weston McKennie. One again, that's a lovely ball through the middle to Gonzalez by Vitinha. Gonzalez with the back heel, chance here for Trincao, and that is a splendid finish into the corner. Francisco Trincao giving Portugal the lead after 36 minutes. A very well worked goal, straight down the middle from Vitinha, back heel from Ramos, and Trincao scores for the third time for his country. A neat finish from the Sporting winger, given away in the midfield rather cheaply really by Alex Freeman, and it left a gap. And he's so good in those situations, Gonzalo Ramos, and he knew exactly where Trincao was. He got the shout, he back-heeled it, and Trincao just curled it into the corner. He kissed the post on its way in. No chance at all for Matt Freese in the USA goal. And the Portuguese have the lead that overall, on reflection, they probably just about deserve. It's a goal for Francisco Trincao. It's 1-0. That goal timed at 36 minutes. Well, it was a very well worked goal. I mean, the USA giving the ball away very cheaply. But it was the speed in which Vitinha played the ball up to his PSG teammate Gonzalo Ramos on the back heel. Trincao did the rest. Restart is delayed slightly because Malik Tillman is doing his laces up on this near side. Or is it Malik Tillman? No, it's Timothy Weir, in fact. But we are underway now. One ball forward from Austin Trusty, but he can't keep it in play on the far side. Disappointing from him. .8 minutes gone. 7 minutes to half time. Portugal leading by a goal to nil. Well, Belgium won 5-2 against the USA at the weekend. It's important that the USA start to compete with the big guns as the ball is played in towards Ramos by Trincao, trying to reverse the favour. The bounce into the path of Anthony Robinson, who lifts it forward. Can't quite find Pulisic. And it's with Vitinha. Vitinha finding Bruno Fernandes. The likes of Bruno Fernandes and Vitinha and Pedro Neto, they've got some really talented players. Of course, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo to come back. João Neves is on the bench. And Ruben Neves, some great players. Player we perhaps haven't mentioned is Nuno Mendes, arguably the best left back in the world, who's on the bench. Having a look at João Cancelo today. Dello and Cancelo both start today, both very experienced, and both can play just about anywhere along the back line, which is useful for Roberto Martinez. He'll be happy to see that his side have scored after a goalless stalemate against Mexico at the weekend. Cristiano Ronaldo. And he is now 40 years of age, so they're not calling upon him for the long trek from the Middle East up to the USA. Just for 2 friendlies, it's not really going to do him any favours. He's better off staying at home and taking it easy, ready for the World Cup. It's got to be Messi and Ronaldo's swan song, hasn't it? Luka Modric, it's got to be his swan song. There's been a few farewells on the way as that one is hit by Pulisic, and it's another pile driver. In fact, it was Anthony Robinson that hit it, not Pulisic. I do beg your pardon. It's Pulisic that played it into the path of Robinson, who picked it up and decided to have a snap at goal. He has got 4 goals for the USA. He's been playing in the Premier League for a number of years, Anthony Robinson. Believe it or not, he's never ever scored a Premier League goal for Fulham. He's got 4 for the USA. Alex Freeman plays it inside. Bit of pressure on Trusty, who goes back to his goalkeeper, Fries. And Aidan Morris. This is Chris Richards, gets it out from underneath his feet, gives it back to Morris. And it's got to be a foul, surely, on Pulisic. He seemed to be brought down from behind. Pulisic pointing that out to the Mexican referee, who's played on. Vitinha, they've given the ball away, and Pulisic has gone in. And he's told to calm down by the referee, and suddenly Portuguese player Samu Costa steps in, and then the 3 USA players come in, and it's all finger pointed. Chris Richards is the captain. Quite rightly comes forward and says to the referee, Cesar Ramos, he was fouled from behind, it should have been a free kick, you missed it. And okay, he's taken his frustrations out on Vitinha, but really that should have been a free kick in the first place had the referee done his job properly. You're listening to audio commentary coverage of the USA against Portugal, and we've got 3 minutes to go in the first half, and it's Portugal that lead 1-0. Carefully crafted goal on 36 minutes from Francisco Trincao. Pulisic again. Switches it down the line, and Weir gets away from his man, but it just bobbled out of play there. That was really unfortunate for Timothy Weir. 49th cap. It is going to be a USA throw. 49th cap for Weir. Plays it inside to Sebastian Berhalter. Now a chance to cross for Weir, and he bends it in, looking for Pulisic. Taking no chances and putting it behind was Vitinha for a corner. USA 0, Portugal 1. Anthony Robinson's come across to take this corner. He's got the short option as well in Berhalter. He's just whispering some instructions into Robinson's ear. I'm sure Robinson's that bothered by the instructions that are being given. It's been played short, out to Pulisic. Pulisic takes a touch, digs it into the box. Glanced away by Bruno Fernandes, and then a shot high over the crossbar from 25 yards from Tillman. Couldn't keep it down. 90 seconds to half-time. That's without taking into consideration stoppage time. There's got to be some stoppage time because we had that hefty cooling period, didn't we? So throw into Portugal into the final minute of the first half is Pulisic. Sidesteps his marker and he's on the rampage. Here is Pulisic. Still Pulisic, plays it wide, and well, McKennie in the end got in the way of Robinson, who was in a better position. And Portugal are able to clear and breathe. Vitinha won't reach that though. Comes out to the left-hand side, it's just too far away from Pedro Neto. It was a good run from Pulisic. Feels like he's been around forever, Christian Pulisic. He is still only 27 years of age. It's now that we find out from the fourth official, Victor Rivas, exactly how long to go, and the answer to that is 4 minutes on his board down below us. Amongst the substitutes, Ricardo Pepe of PSV, who nearly joined Fulham recently, but it seems like a transfer that's fallen through because PSV and Fulham can't agree as to who's responsible should he receive any sort of injury or damage between now and the end of the season before he joins Fulham. Trying to get the viewpoint there of Fulham. And he was spending big money, someone at Gunston ends his career with an injury between now and the end of this season. Strange old move, that one. We're 1.5 minutes into the 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's Ramos. Digs out and goes in towards goal. Will he get to the byline? No, he won't. And it's gone behind for a goal kick to the USA. Halfway through 4 minutes of stoppage time, Ramos had to do that one alone, turning, bulldozing his way into the penalty area, but one poor touch took it away from himself and out for a goal kick. Yellow card has been handed out to Pulisic. He's just starting to lose his cool. And, he was fed there by Tillman, and he got away from one, he got away from two. As he gets into the penalty area, just had a little swipe at one of the Portuguese players. It was Samu Costa, and that's got him a yellow card. Christian Pulisic. It squares things up at one yellow card apiece between these two sides. Portugal have got the only goal of the game, and it came from Francisco Trincao. It's the final minute of stoppage time. Distance clearance from goalkeeper Jose Sarr. Right down that right hand side, Trincao was chasing, away by Robinson for a throw-in. Less than 30 seconds of play remaining. Out wide to Trincao, reversed back by Dalot. This is Bruno Fernandes. Trincao again, wide from Vitinha. Just keeping the ball at the moment are the Portuguese. Little triangles as we reach the 4 minute marker at the end of stoppage time, and the referee blows his half-time whistle. The Francisco Trincao goal as we headed up towards half-time has given Portugal the lead. They've been the better side, and they've capped off their dominance with that excellently executed goal. It was rather direct, but at the same token there was quality about it. Vitinha to Ramos, back heel, and Trincao curled it into the corner. It's USA 0, Portugal 1 at half-time, and we will be back for the second half right after this break. Welcome back to our audio commentary coverage of USA against Portugal. And just seeing a trio of changes for the United States of, for the Portuguese, I should say. And we're seeing Nuno Mendes coming up. And, off go Dalot and Araujo. And on Matheus Nunes and Antonio Silva. So Antonio Silva will go to the centre of the defence. And his 20th cap, the 22-year-old. Here he is on the ball right now. And Matheus Nunes has gone in at right back. I think it's Cancelo that's gone off. I'm just waiting for confirmation on that final change for Portugal. So, going to be a goal kick. Is it here? Oh no, it's headed away. And Antonio Silva is on for Araujo. Yeah, we've got that one. We didn't get the final one. We're just trying to find. We saw the ball go up for two. We didn't see the ball go up for a third. Change. I think it was Cancelo. I can't see him out there at the moment. Porter is on for Neto as well. So a few wholesale changes for the Portuguese. Nunes for Dalot we've got, yeah. So yeah, it is João Cancelo that's gone off. Lots of changes then. From the Portuguese. Argentina leading Zambia. It's just coming into half-time, that one. That's 1-0. Brazil 0, Croatia 0. That's another half-time. All those changes have certainly reshaped the Portuguese lineup. So try and get forward down this right-hand side. To the feet of Conceição, who's on for Trincão as well. Adjaman off, Pulisic on. Oh, sorry, the other way around. Sorry, Pulisic off and Adjaman on. Pulisic's losing his rag a little bit before half-time, and so they've taken him off to cool him down. But they've now got a striker on the pitch, which is something they needed. Adjaman is a focal point. It was what they were lacking in the first half. USA pinned inside their own half at the moment. Strong challenge coming in. Sebastian Berhalter. Long throw down the line for Matheus Nunes, one of the three changes at the back. In fact, Ignacio's the only player that's kept his place in that defence. Here on the ball at the moment is João Felix. There's another player that's come on. Took the goal scorer Trincão off. Conceição is on. Felix is on. Make that 6 changes at half-time from the Portuguese head coach Roberto Martinez. I think it's Bruno Fernandes. No, Bruno Fernandes is still out there. Well, he's gone a little bit deeper. It looks like Coutinho might have gone off. He's been carrying a little bit of a knock of late as Coutinho left on the bench on Saturday, and he's gone off. Looks like Bruno Fernandes has gone deeper, and João Felix will play in behind Ramos. Coutinho off, Cancelo off, Araco, Neto, Dallo. I think we finally caught up the substitutions on our live team sheet here that we've got in front of us. Oh, it's been given away. It was a sloppy clearance from José Sá, the Portuguese goalkeeper, and there's a shot on the turn which was very tame from Aidan Morris and straight into the arms of the grateful José Sá, who didn't cover himself in glory with that clearance. Anthony Robertson has gone off for the USA, and he's been replaced by Maxi Arfsted. So 2 changes for one side, 6 for the other. Ruben Neves is on as well, actually, so just notice he's out there. So that makes it 7 changes. Gomez is still leading the line, so yeah, I think we've got there. Trying to press at the moment, the Portuguese, but here's Chris Richards. And the final player to go off was Sam Costa. So Bruno Fernandes has played a little bit deeper as João Felix in behind Ramos. 7 changes, 2 changes, 9 substitutions at half-time. That's kept us on our toes. It's taken us nearly 7.5 minutes to try and work that out. Was keeping a close eye on the action. Here's Nuno Mendes, gets it wide to Horta, back again to Nuno Mendes. This time he gets it back from Ruben Neves. Neves again towards the penalty area, trying to scrape it out wide to Horta, but failed to do so. Held up well by Timothy Weah on the right hand side. He could have a little run now at Inacio in towards the penalty area. It was lofted back inadvertently by Antonio Silva to his goalkeeper José Sá to reach up and makes the save. Tanner Tessman is on for Weston McKennie as well now for the USA. Like for like swap. Might give Aidan Morris a little bit more freedom to get forward. Tessman and Barholt are more holding midfielders than Morris. Here's Baralta down the right-hand side for the USA. Quickly across to deal with it was Gonzalo Ignacio, and the battle of the number 14s over on the far side. 54 minutes gone. USA next in action on the last day of May, exactly 2 months' time. The destination is USA. We don't know where yet. They will be playing against Senegal. And they've got a friendly lineup against Germany, again destination unknown but in the USA. They'll start Group D on June the 12th against Paraguay before they take on Australia a week later. For Portugal, still don't know their first opponents in Group K. They play Uzbekistan and then Colombia. It's a group we expect them to get out of. Haven't yet announced who they will play in their 2 warm-up friendlies. Well, 10 minutes into the second half. It is still 1-0 to Portugal. Goal coming from Trincao. Certainly flexing the muscles of a number of this squad. Interesting that Paulinho didn't start at the weekend and he's not been given the chance yet, but they might be in for a chance here for Portugal, and it's a curling effort just wide. It was a shot from Ramos after good work from Bruno Fernandes on the edge of the box. Ramos looks up to the skies knowing that really if he hits the target there, that's 2-0 into the penalty area. And selfish play. Ramos takes a touch, curls it wide, it's inches wide. So in total 10 substitutions in and around half time and early in the second half. Certainly changed just about half the personnel on the pitch. Only Bruno Fernandes, Ignacio, Ramos and Sarr remain on the pitch from the start for Portugal. It's a clever idea from Roberto Martinez. Give everyone 45 minutes rather than fragment the second half and keep making changes. Do it in one foul swoop. That's what he's done. Half-time. Played down the line by Arfston. One back again by the Portuguese. And this is João Felix. To Tejas Nunez, the Manchester City man who has been redeployed as a right back by Pep Guardiola at the Etihad and seems to have rubbed off on Roberto Martinez. A ball down the line and off goes Nuno Mendes of PSG. Gets to the byline, gets the cross in, just too far ahead of Gonzalo Ramos and cleared away by Austin Trusty. They continue to dominate here, the Portuguese, leading by that 1-0 thanks to Francisco Trincao's goal before half-time. Off on another blazing run down the left. It's Nuno Mendes. He's been caught up and caught up well by Alex Freeman, who puts it behind for a corner. Kept in play by Nuno Mendes. He's only scored once in 43 appearances now for his country, Nuno Mendes. His strike rate for PSG is a lot better. It's a corner for Portugal. We're in search of a second goal. It's a corner that's going to be taken by Bruno Fernandes. Waiting for the corner to come in. Bruno Fernandes to the edge of the box. João Felix controls it. João Felix hits it and in off the post. It's 2-0. That's a tremendous hit from João Felix. Well, the much maligned João Felix scores for the 12th time in over 50 appearances for his country. There is no doubt that there is a talent there. Whether he's exceeded expectation at club level remains a topic of conversation. He's currently playing for Al Nassr in Saudi, having not worked out in Europe for the likes of Chelsea, but that was a classic piece of control. And he hooks it right-footed, low through the crowd and in off the post to make it USA 0, Portugal 2. João Felix with the goal. USA, with an hour gone, find themselves 2 goals behind. Maximilian Arstedt plays it down the line. It's held up well by Adjaman, who's barely had a touch since coming on as a sub. Back inside, Aidan Morris. And now travelling across the midfield is Tanner Tessman. Plays in France for Lyon. Back into the penalty area, the pull back, and there was no one there in a dark blue shirt from the pull back by Bahalta. And now suddenly they're on the counter-attack here with a run from Conceição. Conceição taking on the defender, runs into the defender, and it's going to go behind for a corner. I think it's going to be a throw-in. He's done well to keep that in, actually. As Austin Trusty, I thought that had gone behind for a corner, just kept it in. Sergio Ramos is coming off. And Paulinho is coming on. Paulinho on. They're on top at the moment, are Portugal, and looking good for it. Mendes plays it forward. It's blocked out by Tanner Tessman. He goes into no man's land. Will be retrieved again here by Mendes, but he's trying to trick his way past Timothy Weir. Well, those two would have locked horns, Paris Saint-Germain against Marseille a few times in the past. It's been won back here by Adjaman. A little bit of dallying again by Bruno Fernandes. And that shot was from Timothy Weir, deflected off a defender, back onto Weir and behind for a goal kick. Mendes picked up a knock in that confrontation with Weir. Just got caught on the ankle by Weir as he was taking the ball off of Mendes. It's all a little bit sloppy from Portugal there for a moment. Martinez. It's Roberto Martinez looking up at the clock. He's got to be happy with the performance of his side. A good, solid 2-0 lead. Thanks to that second goal of the game from João Felix. Scored before half-time. They've scored after half-time. Trincao and Felix with the goals. Portugal very much in a driving seat at the moment. And they can come forward now. It's another darting run by Conceição. Sends it out wide as well. There's plenty of time and space here for Paulinho. It's not Tottenham's Paulinho, by the way. It's his striker from Toluca. Paulinho. Be a chance of a shot from distance. Always a good save. That was a really good hit as well from Paulinho. Well, he's hit it venomously from 25-30 yards. Was it Paulinho? It was Neves. Ruben Neves. Good save by Matt Fries. So a corner again to Portugal. They scored from the last one. Once again, it's on the left-hand side. Once again, it's going to be taken by Bruno Fernandes. They've only got 2 of their starting 10 outfield players, Portugal, still on the pitch. Bruno Fernandes being one. It's cleared away by USA this corner, but it's going to be mopped up safely at the back by Nuno Mendes to Bruno Fernandes again on the left-hand side. Back to Nuno Mendes. Controlling the game now, Portugal, as they have every right to. leading by 2-0. Conceição cuts inside, just beyond the centre circle, into a central position from right. Very carefully out wide by João Felix, who's enjoying the freedom of that number 10 role. What it does do is it demonstrates that this is a Portuguese squad with an array of exceptional talent. Here comes the cross. João Neves is on the bench today, by the way, the 21-year-old PSG midfielder. Class acting is he will be a starter, I'm sure, alongside Coutinho in that midfield. He's carrying a bit of a knock at the moment. He's just come back from injury, and I don't think Roberto Martinez is going to give him too much time, if any at all, today. He's still on the bench. Other players on the bench: Mateus Fernandes, Pedro Gonçalves, Gonçalo Guedes, another winger, and Renato Veiga of Villarreal, former Chelsea player, is also on the bench. Just wonder if they're players that might miss out. Here's João Felix, and this is Bruno Fernandes, and he strikes the shot, and it hits the legs of Trusty and out for a throw-in on this near side to Portugal. 66 minutes on the clock, and it's very, very comfortable for Portugal at the moment. USA really finding it tough against top European oppositions. Belgium, Portugal, seeded 7 so far across the 2 matches. And they're going to try and score a goal or 2 if they can. And they're going to bring on Scally. Joe Scally comes on. Weir comes off for Folarin Balogun. Folarin Balogun will, I suspect, down the right-hand side now. Scally coming on at right back for Alex Freeman. Ball into the box, and the shot was just over the top from Ruben Neves. Was it Ruben Neves? Yeah, Ricardo Horta, in fact. Well, that would have been quite some goal if he'd have kept it down, because the delivery in was exceptionally good from Conceição. He's got his tablet out, Roberto Martinez. Looks like we're going to have... I was just about to say Horta's about to come off. He's only just come on. He's not. It's the drinks break time. It's the dreaded drinks break. It's that time where fluids are replenished, and Pochettino gets out his clipboard and Roberto Martinez gets out his tablet. Well, he's got 22 minutes as Pochettino to have a little look at just 1 or 2 things that might just make a difference in the USA's World Cup preparations. It's going to do little to ignite the enthusiasm of the US public, these 2 performances against Belgium and against Portugal here tonight. Had their moments in the game, USA, but they've clearly been outplayed in most, if not all, departments. Well, the USA pep talk seems to have finally concluded. And the 2 centre players are making their way back out again. Pochettino is now speaking to just a couple of individuals. Berhalter in the midfield, and Austin Trusty as well, and Freeman. Not sure what the message is. It's Freeman. He's still on the pitch. Thought he'd gone off. Just having a quick look. Well, Scally has come off. Freeman's still out there talking at the moment, but he has just come off. That's what's confused us. Another change. Renato Veiga is about to come on for the Portuguese. Imagine this is probably for Gonçalo Inácio. Indeed it is. And now it's only Bruno Fernandes that survives from the start as an outfield player for Portugal. José Sá obviously in goal. I never quite understand how, if you're going to bring 3-4 goalkeepers, Portugal, why don't you at least give every single one of them 45 minutes to have a look? This is what friendlies are all about. That's good from Portugal. Hits the heels of Paulinho. It's a good tackle coming in from Trusty. Comes away with the ball wedged between his legs, but the free kick has gone his way. Trying to take it quickly is Aidan Morris. Finds Berhalter. Just runs beyond Pedro Gajima. No surprise that the Portuguese have it back again. Scally and Weir are preparing to swap. In fact, they already have done. We're listening to audio commentary coverage of USA 0, Portugal 2. 72.5 minutes played. It's not been great from the USA. Tillman is the man that went off, by the way, for Balogun. So the ball is driven in towards the penalty area, and trying to turn was Conceição. He's a busy little player on the right hand side, but cleared away by Tessman. Portugal win it back once again. Out wide from Antonio Silva to Conceição. Silva again, Conceição. Mateus Nunes goes long over the shoulder of Arfston. Arfston physically holds off Conceição and sees it out for a throw-in. Arfston take it quickly, the Columbus Crew fullback, making his 18th appearance for his country. Here's Austin Trusty. The route back to the goalkeeper is somewhat blocked off. Trusty keeps it in right by the corner flag, nudges it forward. It's been won back again by the Portuguese momentarily. Arfston with the clearance. I think it came off of him last. It's going to be a corner. So Pochettino gets up to have a look at the monitor, and what went wrong there? He missed it. It was a bit of a muddle. So corner to Portugal. Third goal would put the icing on the cake of a dominant performance. It's been partially cleared. It's João Felix. Wham! Across the face of goal and wide. course of time, we'll find out just how good the US are when it comes to the World Cup. I suspect they're going to be some way short of where they want to be. Ball pulled back from a wide position by Conceição. Too many navy blue shirts there to block it off. It's then lifted away by Mateus Nunes and into touch on this near side. USA in possession with Chris Richards. Bruno Fernandes wanted to run down the right hand side. There was no one running, and he's quick to point that out to Conceição. He's got to make his way forward. If you want the ball off of me, he says. Mateus Nunes. And now a darting run forward by Neves. This is Conceição, who has got forward down the right hand side this time. Checks back. João Felix. Bruno Fernandes, João Felix. Good defending by Austin Trusty. He's been pretty solid at the back, actually, Austin Trusty, in fairness. Still 2-0 to Portugal. And foul by Conceição means there's going to be a free kick here. Foul on Austin. Austin on the ground, gets up. Looks like more changes are afoot for the US. Christian Roldan is ready to come on. We're going to see a fleeting appearance from Brendan Aronson. Giovanni Reina as well. Plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach nowadays. He's going to be picking up his 36th cap for USA. They're trying to get one back here. Pulled back into the penalty area by Ajimang, and it's wide by Balogun. Following Balogun of Monaco. He's been in good form in the French league in recent weeks. Scored in a recent win for Monaco away at PSG. And again, they are the informed team at the moment. One of the informed teams. Looks like they are going to make it through to the Champions League again, having made it through to the round of 16 before losing to their compatriots PSG. It is a USA throw. It's in the right back position. Joe Scally would take it, of Borussia Mönchengladbach, another Borussia Mönchengladbach player. Here come those changes. Brendan Aronson on for Peralta. Mulder is on 2 for Aidan Morris. Just in behind Ajimang will Aronson. There are now just 3 outfield players that started this game on the pitch, plus the 2 goalkeepers. Total of 5 into the penalty area. Down goes Balogun, too easily for the referee's liking. And Bruno Fernandes can curl the ball away to João Felix. It doesn't quite make it to Conceição. Mopped up very well by Austin Trusty. There is an injury here to follow. And Balogun took a whack to the face as the ball came into him. It was the ball that hit him in the face as he went to head it. That's what's caused him some discomfort to his face as we prepare to head into the last 10 minutes of this game. Long ball forward towards Paulino. And one back by Roldan. Gets it clear. USA 0, Portugal 2. If you're just joining us for the latter stages of this game, Francisco Trincao scored a very well neatly taken goal just before half-time. Stinging shot off the post by substitute Joao Felix has made it 2-0. There's Chris Richards. Just get the ball away to the near side, which is the left. Giovanni Reina. That's a nice ball to Aronson. Aronson, who will add a bit of space to USA going forward. Might come back here for Aronson, and he's got underneath that one. That's high over the top of the crossbar, and that will be a goal kick. It's a free kick for Portugal. Foul on Joao Felix, the scorer of the second goal. It's brought down by Roldan. Free kick on the halfway line is taken by Renato Vega. Another Villarreal player, Renato Vega. There's a couple of them out there today. Aronson with a foul. Free kick to Portugal. Shake of the head from Mauricio Pochettino. Stuck reality is his side are a million miles from the big guns of Belgium and also Portugal. He's seen that for his own eyes in the past 3 or 4 days. Just to recap, USA have made a grand total of 8 changes. Portugal have made 9. And towards the edge of the penalty area, Reina, can he get the cross in? It does come in eventually from Scally. Won't fall to Reina. It looked like a high boot there, and then clash between 2 players, and penalised is Giovanni Reina. Well, it was no more than the coming together. I'm not quite sure how he's given that as a free kick, and Pochettino's not too happy with it, and he's given it all angles to the 4th official, the USA official, Victor Rivas. I kind of get Pochettino's beef, but why give it to the 4th official? What can he do? It's going to change that situation. He's still going. Shirt pull on Joao Felix, which wins a free kick for Portugal deep inside their own half. There are 6 minutes left, and what little competitiveness there was in this game has been kind of sieved out of it by the scoreline and the multitude of changes. And we are going to see a goalkeeping change. Fellow comes on for a first cap for Portugal. Mateus Fernandes is also on for Bruno Fernandes, so there is a complete wholesale change. Every single one of the 11 that started for Portugal have now gone off. USA have the ball at the moment with Roldan. Back out wide to Reina. Roldan again, plays it long in towards the penalty area, and it will roll through. First touch for Ricardo Velho. Big day for him, the Gençlerbirliği player in the Turkish league. He's 27 years of age. Finally, he gets his full debut for Portugal. Big moment for him. He's run out of play on the near side, unable to keep the ball in play. Patrick Adjaman. 4 minutes to go. Afston. Adjaman. Find Aronson. Run away from him low. There's one back by Mateus Nunes, and here come Portugal again. Conceição. There's a look up. Plenty of room over on the far side, and off they go again. Horta gets the cross in. It's Mendes that got the cross in, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. It wasn't a great ball. Horta travelling down the left-hand side, had Mendes on the outside, decided to go first time with the cross. It bent across the face of goal and out for a goal kick. Three more minutes to play. Back out wide again for the USA on the right hand side. This was Scally. It's back to Richards. To the midfield again in Tanner Tessman. He goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Matt Freese. He's going to complete the 90 minutes. Only 3 players have managed that tonight, or can manage that tonight. That's Austin Trusty and Chris Richards, the 2 central defenders for USA, and Matt Freese, the goalkeeper. Everyone else on the field at the moment started as a substitute. Two minutes to go. Renato Veiga moves it out wide to Nuno Mendes. Back again to Veiga, edge of his own penalty area, being pursued by Adjaman. Wide from Mateus Fernandes, who plays for West Ham United, of course, in the Premier League. It's Veiga again on the halfway line. Just about to move into the last of the 90. 2 defeats, 7 goals conceded across the 2 defeats against Belgium and Portugal. It's not the sort of preparation that the US would have wanted going into this World Cup finals this summer as the host nation. Portugal on the hunt for more, but Conceição stopped in his tracks by the referee's whistle. There was a foul on Christian Roldan, the Seattle Sounders player. Has gone down to the sound of the referee awarding him a free kick. It's away by Trusty, and he's pulled up with some cramp there by the look of things. Trusty, he's holding his left knee, so the 3 remaining players still on the pitch from the start. Trusty, Richards and Freese. One of them has gone down. He's off the pitch at the moment. Referee's gone across to just check. Look at his cramp more than anything else, and he's back up on his feet. And we've moved into stoppage time. I don't think the fourth official is going to put the board up until play starts again. He has got the board ready. Looks like they are going to make a change, the US. So they're ready to bring on Mark McKenzie for Trusty. That won't happen immediately. Trusty's back on the pitch. Cross comes in, eludes everyone behind, goal kick. Cross from Conceição. So Trusty off, Mark McKenzie on. So Chris Richards is the only surviving outfield player of the 22. Trusty limping off with that spot of cramp. Well, the clock has been ticking down. We are into 4 minutes of stoppage time. Sounds about right, really. We had that in the first half, didn't we? 4 minutes. Strong header away by Renato Veiga. And what would have been learnt by Roberto Martinez when he's had a good look at a number of players. And they're on the attack looking for number 3, and it's turned across the face of goal by Conceição. And it was out of reach of frees and wide. Did take a touch of a freeze, in fact, because the corner has been given. Nuno Mendes. Back out wide again to Horta. Nuno Mendes goes on another one of those rampaging, powerful runs, whips it in, it hits the defender at the near post, Scally, and then the attempted shot from distance has gone rising over the crossbar. We've got a minute and a half of stoppage time remaining. It's going to be 2 wins. It's going to be 2 defeats for USA. It's going to be 2 clean sheets for Portugal. They drew 0-0 on Sunday with Mexico. They're not conceding goals. That's got to be a plus for Roberto Martinez. 2 goals tonight, 1 in each half. Trincao with the first, João Felix with the second. All the way back from Ruben Neves to his goalkeeper, Ricardo Velo, enjoying his first cap at the age of 27 for Portugal. Crossfield ball from Nuno Mendes. It's too high for Mateus Nunes. USA in the hunt for a late consolation. That's all it would be, but showed far too much of that to Conceição, who travels through the midfield. He's upended. Foul by Folarin Balogun. Well, the 4 minutes of added time are up, and the referee has looked at the watch, and he does blow the final whistle. It is victory for Portugal. Trincao in the first half, Felix in the second half. A brace between the two head coaches, and are in deep conversation about what might have been, but I'm sure it'll end in a smile. And at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, it's victory for Portugal. Another defeat for US, not the build-up they would have wanted ahead of the World Cup. Thank you very much for your company this evening.